You know, it's funny how the little things often have the biggest impact. I used to think that grand gestures and big surprises were the keys to keeping a relationship strong. But over time, I realized it is the subtle, everyday touches that really make a difference. It started with a conversation I had with a buddy of mine, John. We were talking about relationships, as guys sometimes do after a couple of beers. He told me something that stuck with me. He said, "You know, it's not about what you say or do, it's about how you make her feel." At first I didn't really get it, but then he explained. He mentioned how there are 7 key spots on a woman's body that, when touched, can make her feel closer to you. Now, I am no expert, but John was pretty convincing. He talked about how these touches release oxytocin, that bonding hormone, which helps create a deeper connection. I was skeptical, but curious enough to give it a shot. So I started with something simple, her arm. Next time we were watching TV, I just gently ran my fingers along the inside of her arm. I didn't think much of it, but I noticed her leaning into me a bit more. It was like she felt a little more at ease, a little more connected. Then there's the small of the back. We were out at a party, and as we walked through the crowd, I placed my hand there, guiding her gently. It wasn't much, just a subtle touch, but she smiled at me. That kind of smile that makes you feel like the most important person in the world. Behind the knees, now that S1 I wouldn't have thought of. But one evening we were just sitting on the couch, and I gave it a try. I lightly touched the back of her knees, and she giggled, surprised but happy. It's a tender spot, one that's sensitive but also comforting when touched the right way. The palms of the hands were another surprising one. One morning, while she was making coffee, I took her hand and gently traced the lines on her palm. It wasn't about reading her future or anything like that, just a simple touch. But it seemed to bring us a little closer. Her eyes softened, and she gave me that look, the one that says she feels safe and loved. The neck and ears are more obvious, but they are still powerful. The next time we were out on a date, I gently touched her neck while we talked. It wasn't much, just a light brush, but she seemed to melt a little, like she felt more connected to me in that moment. And the ears, well, whispering something sweet, followed by a gentle touch, always seems to do the trick. It's like it sends a shiver down her spine, a good one, making her feel more attracted and connected. And lastly, the soles of the feet. This one took me a while to try because, well, it felt a bit strange. But one night, while giving her a foot rub, I focused a little more on the soles. She relaxed completely, almost as if all the stress from the day just melted away. It wasn't just about relaxation, though it was about feeling cared for, about knowing that I was paying attention to even the smallest details. I didn't expect these small touches to make such a difference, but they did. It's not about manipulation or trying to get something in return, it's about connection. These touches, these small moments, they create a bond that words sometimes can tee. So if there is one piece of advice I give, it is this: don't underestimate the power of touch. Those little moments, those simple gestures, they can mean more than you think. Give it a try. Start with something small, like her arm or the small of her back, and see how it makes her feel. See how it makes you feel too. You might be surprised at how something so simple can bring you closer together. And if you were watching this and thinking, hey, maybe I should try that, I'd say go for it. Touch is a powerful thing. It's not about grand gestures or over-the-top romance. Sometimes it's the smallest touch that leaves the biggest impact. Give it a shot and let me know how it goes. Maybe, just maybe, it'll make your relationship that much stronger. Thanks for sticking around and listening to my story. If you found this helpful, don't forget to drop a comment below and share your own experiences. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more stories and advice like this. Until next time, take care, and remember it is the little things that matter the most.